Hey guys, it's Dave. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for watching as always. So today I just wanted to give you my thoughts on a brief clip. I was watching CNBC recently and Jim Cramer was doing his lightning round on Mad Money and he was asked what he thinks about Rocket Lab. And I just found his response very interesting, so let's check it out.
Play the sound. Dan, Illinois. Dan!
Hey, how's it going, Jimbo? Thanks for having me on your show. I found a pretty little gem a few months back called Rocket Lab USA.
No. We like companies that make money. That company that's like sending money up in smoke in space. Go to Bill in North Carolina.
Okay, so clearly he's extremely negative on the company and he advises any of his viewers not to invest in them. And I'm not here to say, you know, Dave good, Cramer bad, I'm smarter than him, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to understand where I think he's coming from and what his arguments might be. Because one thing that drives me crazy online in investing communities on YouTube, Twitter, everywhere is when if someone disagrees with you on a company and you think it's a really good investment, they think it's a bad investment, suddenly like you hate them. And there's a fly in my face. Okay. And then all of a sudden, if they happen to change their mind and they now think that your company you like is good value, you love them again. So I'm trying to stay away from that. I'm not saying I hate Cramer. Sometimes he's funny, and sometimes it is fun to poke fun at him and make all the memes and stuff like that. If you enjoy that, try coming to the Discord and share some of your memes with us. Link is down in the description. But what I want to do is not completely dismiss him out of hand because he has been investing much longer than me. He used to work at Goldman Sachs and all these big firms, clearly has learned a thing or two and probably made a lot more money than I have along the way. So I just want to get into his head here, try and think why he's saying not to invest in Rocket Lab and just make sure, you know, I'm still confident in my position. So first off, what I do think is that he's running this talk show where people are calling in constantly, asking him his opinion on different companies, hundreds of them every week, really. And there's no way you can just have that depth of knowledge about each and every one of these companies. Basically, every single public company in existence is fair game that an investor can have if they just focus on one company or one industry in a ton of depth. So because of that, I highly doubt he has as much knowledge on Rocket Lab as, say, you or me probably do. We both follow the company a lot more closely. He probably knows they make rockets and they go into space and they're not profitable. That was his big complaint with the company, is they're not currently profitable, which I do agree is the case. Under the hood, I think there's a lot more going on here, though. A lot of growth prospects. Rockets are a very strategic asset. We already have Electron coming towards profitability. We have gross margin profitability for space systems business, and obviously Neutron is a big investment for the future. So what I think he's doing here is kind of a bit of a CYA situation, or cover your ass, where a lot of his viewers are newer investors. They may not know a ton. They may not do a ton of research. They may just buy based on his say-so on a quick 10-second clip. And he wants to play it safe. So he's saying, you know, don't invest in any company that isn't making money, that isn't profitable right now. And you'll be safer that way. Go buy, say, I don't know, a Google or something like that. But I think the downside to this is you could potentially miss out on some of those big win situations if you dismiss out of hand a company that is not yet profitable. Let's rewind the clock and look at what Jim Cramer was saying about another company I've done extremely well on and I still hold today many years ago.
See, Tesla's an electric vehicle maker. And I think this space is all sizzle without any stage. Sell. This deal is a great way to make a quick buck or two, which is why I advocate trying to get in it. But long term, Tesla is cell block material, and you're going to hear it some Thursday coming up. That's why I'm doing a very special cell block today. So if you can get shares in this deal, I would take them and use the hype factor for you to turn a quick profit. But after it comes public, listen, Tesla says sell, sell, sell. You don't want to own this stock. You don't want to lease it. Heck, you shouldn't even rent the darn thing. We just want you to take it for a test drive on that IPO and then bring it right back to the lot. Why? Because beyond the hype, there's just not much going on here. Tesla still has yet to turn a profit. That'll be a $1.5 billion company with no profit.
Okay, so clearly Tesla was the company, and it's one I still own, one I've done extremely well on over the years. I bought it back in around 2018. Long story, another company I don't cover too closely on the channel because there's so many other Tesla channels out there that do a better job than I can. But anyway, needless to say, Cramer was extremely negative on Tesla back when they went public, said, you know, maybe sell the pop right after they go public. It's not. Then, of course, a little bit later on, Tesla goes profitable. Let's hear what he has to say after that point.
Taking a stand with Tesla. Now, we're going to start with Tesla because I need you to understand what converted me from an agnostic skeptic to an outright bull. Then Tesla introduced its pickup truck, its Cybertruck, which I thought was ugly as all get out. The press conference, borderline disastrous. The company's lead designer threw a rock at its unbreakable window and it cracked. I figured, okay, so much for the Cybertruck. But then we saw the demand, the huge number of deposits, and it's off the charts. No accounting for taste. That stunned me. What about the financials? Ooh, the bears are always telling us to be very careful because Tesla's got a hideous balance sheet. So I checked in with one of the most skeptical CFOs in the world. You know what he said? He told me that Tesla could raise $2 billion in a heartbeat. This is not a company that's going to have trouble raising money. Plus, even the bears recognize that Tesla's about to have an earnings breakout, perhaps as soon as next year. It's the only car company with any real mojo per share. If you're going to invest in a battleground stock, Tesla's got all the ingredients of a winner.
So he's clearly changed his mind. He says he's a true believer in Tesla, and now he is advising his viewers to buy the stock. But what's happened in the meantime when Tesla went from an unprofitable company to a profitable company? Well, he played it safe by not investing in the unprofitable company, fair enough, but he did miss out on that massive upside. Tesla had absolutely insane returns, really from when they went public to today. If you bought, you're laughing. But even on my original investment, I had something like a 16x at the peak. Not quite as high now, but still, you know, an extremely good return. I added more shares along the way at different points, but that original investment, yeah, like 16x is absolutely crazy. And I think part of the reason, as I said in my previous video, is because people didn't really look at what was going under the hood. They, like Jim Cramer said, it's not profitable, I'm not interested, let's play it safe. And, you know, they missed out. So I'm okay disagreeing with Mr. Cramer on this position. And I think what I'm doing with Rocket Lab is I'm taking a big swing on a company that I think could 5x plus. And I'm accepting the risk knowing that I am investing in a currently unprofitable company, doing all my research and really believing that they will get there and, you know, do really well for themselves. Now, if you don't have the time to do all that in-depth research, if you want to play it safer and don't have the risk tolerance, then he's probably right for the average viewer. They shouldn't be investing in companies like this. But that's how you miss out on those massive wealth-making opportunities. I really think of it as the safe companies that are already profitable. He's talking about great way to protect your wealth and maybe grow it slowly, but companies that are not yet profitable with big growth ahead of them are the potential chance to build that huge wealth. Is Rocket Lab another Tesla? I can't promise you it is. I'm not forecasting 100x, but I am hoping for, you know, a 5x from my initial investment at least. And I do think there's the potential, if the growth rate does what I think it can do, if all the lines of business really fire on all cylinders and they do eventually build out their own satellite constellation offering satellite services. Now, that's not to say Rocket Lab doesn't have other catalysts coming up beyond going profitable. I did have some discussions on that in the comments in the previous video. Some good points were brought up. The NSSL contract for national security launches, the lane that Rocket Lab can play in for Neutron. Once they get some launches from that, it could be massive for them. There's obviously talk about Amazon and deals with them, and there's lots of potential other catalysts there. You know, the first reused electron and other things that can help the stock along the way. I do just think, though, people like Jim Cramer, people who want to play it safer, will just flat out refuse to invest in a company like Rocket Lab, and that does keep the stock price suppressed until that point. All right, I think that's it for now, guys. I hope you'll subscribe down below if you found this video interesting, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. The fiance says hi. Bye for now.